Ciao, come stai? Oh, what am I doing? Hi, Joe. How you doing? I'll just wait for everyone to enter my office. Oh my God! Hang on. What am I doing? Oh, that's not important. Oh, what's that in there? Oh, I don't know what that is. Right. So, what's the latest then, Joe? I bet you've gone off, haven't you? I bet you thought, right, I'll come back. Got the time on. Yeah, you're half an hour early. And now you've gone off, started getting busy, and you've forgotten. Right, bear with. I've just got to go to the lavatory, and I've just got to make sure. Oh, Joe, you're here. Right, bear with a sec. Back. Hi, RB. How you doing? Right. Hi, Jill. How you doing? Right. So I thought we'd do a. You know that thing I posted ages ago about Madeleine McCann. Well, we never got round to it, did we? So we'll have a little bit of a listen to that first. I think get that out the way, and then we can have a gossip on the latest malarkey. Oh, I was half hour. Well, at least you wasn't talking to yourself for 45 minutes. I still keep giggling at that. I can't believe 45 whole minutes. 45. You've been watching Crime, Joe? What have you been watching? What other true crime things do you all want to talk about? Like not tonight. Mm, it's 8:30 and it's near enough pitch black already. And it's only what date is it today? 20. Oh, I can't see. Why can't I see? 28th of August, and it's practically pitch black. It never used to be this dark in August, did it? Hi Denise, how you doing? It only started to get dark around late September at this time. What the hell is happening? And it's not because it's cloudy either, because it was cloudy a couple of months ago and it was still light. That's just crazy. Right, fill me in on the latest quickly, and then we'll go on to Maddie. Who's having rows with who? Who's having punch ups? Who's suing who? Who's faking what? Still non-conviction, but the Long Island. Hang on. Still non-conviction, but the Long Island killer is it on True Crime 3 part and Netflix as well. Hi, Kaz. Well, we'll have to go into that then, won't we? But I haven't. Oh yes, I can still watch Netflix because I'm going to get one of these sticky things that you stick in the TV. It's about £50. Then it's £50 for the whole year, and I can watch everything. So I can, because I got rid of Sky, it's ripping me off. Hmm. So, oh, got the coughs. I'm trying to cut down. I really am trying to cut down. Hi, Fraser. Oh yes, Queen Kaz. Welcome, Queen Kaz. Who with you camping? Oh yes, we'll have to get an igloo for Queen Kaz and a little a little maid. We can get Queen Kaz a throne and those little maids on each side and the two Dobermans fanning her down. No, the two maids fanning her down, you know, like Cleopatra. Hi, Flop. Hi, Sarah. I just read the thing and I just said hi, Flop. Oh, my giddy aunt. Queen Kaz is the glamping princess. Right, let's get Maddie over and done with. Then you can all fill me in on the latest. And let's see who's wrong today. Oh, where's it gone? Right, posts. Oh, the fires up north are bad, aren't they? I didn't even know about that until the other day, whenever it was. Right, I can't show you it because it's another YouTube thing, but we can listen to it. Ready?
Following the presumed.
Right, so this is from Crime Val, and Detective Byrne reveals Jerry's shocking actions after that night. So,
Stenlund believed their actions on May 3 did not match those of parents experiencing fresh trauma. The effect seemed too measured, the narrative too rehearsed. Adding to this suspicion was an obscure entry in Kate McCann's personal diary, which referred to May 2 as the night of all nights.
Yes,
That
this is
wording
what
lingered.
yes, this part is what got my back up a little bit. This sort of pricked my ears up and thought, oh, why is she writing that down in a diary for? Like she knew.
Stenlund. Why would she highlight May 2
Yeah,
if the catastrophe occurred the following night?
that's right.
He began to see May 3 not as the moment of tragedy, but as the day the performance began. If Madeleine had indeed died on May 2, then everything that followed, including the reported check-ins,
Yeah.
the Shudder narrative, and the frantic media campaign, may have been constructed to conceal the truth. The next breakthrough came in the form of a dream not Burnt's, but Kate's. At some point in June 2007, Kate allegedly confided in a man named Piva,
Oh dear.
a liaison close to the police, that she had experienced a dream in which Madeleine was buried on a hill overlooking the sea. The dream in itself might have been dismissed as a grieving mother's subconscious struggle.
Yes,
But when asked about it later,
it was
Jerry
real.
McCann flatly denied it occurred. His
It was
exact
real.
words were,
They buried
"It's
it
not true that Kate had
in
a dream she
mountain.
was buried somewhere." To most, this may sound like a standard rebuttal, but to Stenlund, the linguistic choice was telling.
Yes.
Jerry used the word buried, a specific, tangible word, not gone or taken. This lexical precision sparked a new hypothesis. Jerry was not denying a dream. He was preemptively denying a reality.
Yes.
It suggested fear, not confusion. Stenlund began to suspect that the McCanns might be hiding more than a loss. They might be hiding a body. Following this suspicion, Berndt embarked on a physical exploration of the hills surrounding Praia da Luz. He scouted locations that matched Kate's alleged dream hills that faced the sea.
It's funny, isn't it? She's almost, if this is true, which I do believe it is, it's almost like she's grasped herself up, knowing that no one would really look into it. And if they did, they probably wouldn't find much.
Accessible yet discreet, and not part of any official search effort. One site in particular drew his attention. He labeled it Spot 1. At this location, Stenlund made a chilling discovery. Arranged on the ground were symbols that defied coincidence.
Yes, it was like
a heart-shaped pattern made of stones or flower petals. A capital letter M crafted from branches.
Yep.
A fresh pink flower, delicately placed with no obvious origin. These signs were not functional. They served no navigational or practical purpose. Instead, they resonated with intimate grief, the kind of ritual only someone emotionally connected to the deceased would perform.
Yep.
In interviews, Berndt reflected on this discovery with quiet gravity. Someone had been here, he said. Not once, but repeatedly. And whoever it was had a deeply personal reason to return.
When Kate went
for a seasoned investigator, the symbolism was not just poetic, it was forensic. Drawing on his years in military police, Stenlund explained a critical behavioral distinction.
He was a military policeman officer, so this is another very high-profile guy that knows what he's talking about.
Innocent individuals, especially in cases of tragic accidents or trauma, tend to avoid the sight of loss. It is painful. The guilty, or those carrying unresolved guilt, often return, not to admire the view, but to relive a moment, or to maintain a bond with what was lost. If Kate had, in some way, contributed to Madeleine's death through negligence, medication, or simple error, Stenlund believed she might seek penance through repetition, returning to the grave not to hide, but to connect. This wasn't criminal behavior in the traditional sense. It was psychological displacement, a need to feel near the child she failed to protect. Stenlund paid close attention to Kate's public routines during their stay in Portugal.
Yes, he paid attention.
She often jogged alone, and one particular route passed directly by Spot 1. On at least one occasion, a photograph captured her running with a crumpled image of Madeleine in her hand. What purpose could that serve, if not as an offering, or a quiet pilgrimage? The more he observed, the more Berndt embraced a controversial but compelling psychological theory. He called it romanticizing the grave.
Yes.
Romanticizing the grave is not about delusion. It is a psychological mechanism, particularly in parents grappling with loss under ambiguous or guilt-laden circumstances.
Indeed.
Instead of repressing the death, the parent sanctifies the burial place. They turn the grave into a shrine not only to the child, but to their own failed guardianship. In doing so, they rewrite the emotional narrative from perpetrator or passive bystander to mournful protector. In Berndt's view, Spot 1 was more than a location. It was a diary written in petals, branches, and soil. Its silence spoke more than any televised interview. No forensic markers, no blood, just intimacy. And then there were the patterns. The person presumed to be Kate never brought the twins to the site. She came alone, without media fanfare. She lingered, sometimes in stillness. She left without explanation. To Berndt, this behavior aligned not with innocence, but with complex grief, with guilt. As the public debated sightings, suspect sketches, and pedophile rings, Berndt kept returning to the hill. He set up cameras. He tracked footprints. He logged shadows and weather patterns.
It was, I'll show you a picture of the mound bit in a minute, but it was obvious. She made it so obvious to him because all the other police were distracted elsewhere. But being a military policeman officer, he had probably had a sixth sense to go out the area a little bit.
Kept asking one question that the world, perhaps, feared more than any other. What if no one took Madeleine McCann? What if she never left Praia da Luz at all? When Berndt Stellander first stumbled upon a quiet, wind-brushed hill overlooking the Portuguese coast, he sensed something buried there not just physically, but emotionally. The hill, later dubbed Spot 1, in his private notes, seemed an unlikely shrine, yet it bore haunting symbols, a heart made from carefully placed stones, the letter M, arranged with brittle twigs, and a fresh pink rose. These were not remnants of a public memorial.
Very obvious, Kate.
They were quiet, deliberate, and personal. As a former military policeman trained in reading human behavior and strategic terrain, Berndt knew the weight of small signs. To him, the arrangement was not coincidence. It whispered of return visits, of unresolved grief, of guilt-turned ritual. But intuition wasn't enough. He needed evidence, something that couldn't be explained away.
Exactly.
So he did what investigators sometimes do when words fail. He let the ground speak. Berndt installed a hidden camera near the site. Disguised among the natural rocks and brush, the device began a silent vigil. Its purpose wasn't to capture wild animals or hikers. It was there to record whether anyone would return to that hill. Because if someone did, especially someone who shouldn't even know it existed, that would be telling. For weeks, nothing happened. The feed remained still. Then, one day, the camera caught movement. A lone man, familiar in stature and face, walked directly through the area. It was Jerry McCann.
Oh,
Berndt watched the footage over and over. There was no entourage, no media, no child in tow. Jerry appeared focused, deliberate, yet informal, like a man checking something quietly, not remembering something publicly. For Bernd, it was more than suspicious. It was startling. The question hit him hard: why would a father, who by all public accounts believed his daughter had been abducted from a resort apartment, be walking through an unmarked, secluded hill with symbolic markings tied to her name? Jerry's presence at Spot 1 would be inexplicable unless he knew what was there. Bernd knew he couldn't confront the McCanns directly.
Yeah, that's right.
Doing so would mean revealing himself,
and I think
possibly being dismissed as a conspiracy theorist, or worse, obstructing an open investigation. So instead, he devised a test not of facts, but of psychology. He crafted an anonymous email. The message was vague but provocative, designed to strike a chord in anyone with something to protect.
Yes, this was
It read,
interesting.
"It's about to be discovered. We can delay them a week." He didn't specify what was, nor did he threaten action. Instead, he mimicked the tone of a co-conspirator with urgent knowledge. His goal wasn't to deceive, but to observe. Would the recipients react like innocent people unbothered by cryptic noise, or would they move quickly to manage a problem? The answer came faster than expected.
Yes.
Roughly 2 weeks after the email was sent, the hidden camera at Spot 1 recorded activity again. This time, it wasn't just Jerry, it was both Kate and Jerry McCann. And once again, they arrived quietly. There was no press in tow, no family photos, no symbolic flowers, just presence. What's more, they were not alone in planning. Prior to their arrival, a close family friend was recorded at the same location, scouting the area. He loitered, scanned the surroundings, and then left.
They were all in it.
It was only after this brief inspection that the McCanns showed up. To Bernd, this pattern resembled reconnaissance. This was not mourning. It was control.
Yes.
From a psychological standpoint, the behavior defied the expectations of innocent parents receiving a vague, unsettling message. The standard reaction, Bernd argued, would be to forward the email to law enforcement, ask for help, or alert the media, anything to pursue the truth. But that didn't happen. Instead, the couple acted with secrecy. They bypassed authorities.
Typical.
They returned to a place they'd never acknowledged publicly, and they ensured it was clear before arriving. These weren't the moves of victims hoping for answers. These were the moves of people protecting knowledge. Bernd was struck by the intimacy of their return. They didn't bring their surviving children. They didn't document the visit or turn it into a public plea.
Well, no, of course
it was
not,
quiet,
because
private.
The kids, the other two kids, I think they were at the age where they could sort of talk. They would have blown it all out of the water, so of course they wouldn't take them.
Specific. That specificity mattered. If the hill held no relevance, if it was just a random outcrop overlooking the sea, there would be no reason to return. No reason to approach it strategically. No reason to revisit after receiving an anonymous tip. As Bernd would later put it, if there's nothing buried there, there's no reason to return. If there is something, that's the only explanation they would even dare to. What made the event more chilling wasn't just the visit, it was the way they acted. Their behavior aligned with classic signs of defensive guilt, returning to the scene, verifying concealment, doing so under the radar. Not one aspect of their journey bore the hallmarks of innocent concern. This wasn't just about proving something criminal. It was about challenging a narrative. The McCanns had long maintained that Madeleine was abducted from her bed while they dined with friends nearby. But that theory depended on randomness, an unknown intruder, an unexplained opportunity. Returning to a specific hill weeks, even years later, undermined that randomness. Bernd saw it as confirmation of his larger theory, that Madeleine had not been abducted, but had died earlier, possibly on May 2nd, and that the rest was a constructed cover. The visit to the hill, he believed, was not just grief, but maintenance. An act of tethering themselves to a buried truth. Perhaps the most revealing question was this: if they feared something had been discovered at the site, why not demand it be searched?
True.
That question remained unanswered. In the end, Bernd didn't need a confession. He had something more concrete. He had behavior captured, time-stamped, unprompted. And behavior, in the absence of words, can speak volumes. He didn't claim to know what lay beneath the earth at Spot 1. But he knew what the McCanns did when they thought no one was watching.
Yep.
And
Someone's
that,
always
to
watching.
him, was
The
far
hills
more
have
telling than
eyes.
anything said in front of a microphone.
Oh.
In criminal investigations, time is not just a marker. It is a framework within which the
Right,
truth
let's
lives
stop
are
it
done.
there for a sec. Otherwise, I'll get behind on the chat. Right, hi, Get Knotted. Hi, Slime. Check your emails. Right, sorry, guys. I just thought I wanted to just... Hi, Tit for Tatters. Oh, God, I'm going to be behind now, aren't I? Right, so basically, this guy... This thing is quite long, so I don't know whether to stop it here and do this again on Monday, listen to the rest of it on Monday, so that we can get the conclusion, because I purposely didn't watch all of it so that we could do it all together, so that it would be a surprise for us all together, if you know what I mean. But it's very interesting. Remember the dogs sniffed the car? Let's put some of the comments up. That was mentioned in another look. I watch it. The parents kept, yeah. And the hills have eyes, don't they? Remember the dogs? Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, the dogs got something in the car. So they would have put Maddie somewhere, and it would have had to be in the same country, obviously. And that place, oh yeah, I was going to get the picture of the thing, wasn't I? Hang on. Where is it? Right, here it is. So they would have had to put her somewhere. And I think it would have been very cruel of them to just put her in the sea, which a lot of people would have put dead bodies in the sea. I think as a mother, I don't think she would have agreed to that. She wanted to go back and visit whenever she could. Right, let's take a picture of the mound. So this mound thing does look like quite a touristy area. Right, well, let's get the thing up, image file. And obviously the family member obviously had to go there sometimes just to make sure no one was around. But what bothers me is the fact that if it is true, obviously we have to say if it is true, allegedly, why did Kate put, so this is the mound here, why did Kate kind of make it obvious and put a shrine, that sort of a shrine there with the letter M in sticks? For someone that was trying to conceal an accidental murder, allegedly, why make it obvious? Because a tourist person going up there or could have seen the news and put two and two together. Oh, Madeleine. So that's a bit weird if this is true, which I do believe it is, in my personal opinion. When there's arson, please note the rubber knickers. Yeah. Yes, I lost a 2-year-old fur babe. My heart was ripped out for 2 weeks and you'd seen my eyes. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Joe. But yeah, that's true. It's true. It was their behaviour was very peculiar. Gerrymandering on most wanted. Yes, he is apparently. Yeah, and they were smiling in the interviews. It's horrible thing regardless, I know. But if Maddie had died back at hand of her parents, then it's far better than wondering if some weirdo. Yeah, true. When were they even with these babies, children? Yeah, exactly. It's like we all agreed on before. We all said before, what was the point of taking all your kids on holiday when you just chuck them in a club every day? They had to check that no one had been. Yeah, true. Why did he not just dig there? No. Yeah, well, I'm wondering, hi, Mrs. Muir, I'm wondering if we should stop it at that part tonight, and then on Monday we listen to the rest of it so that we can get the outcome, because it is a really long thing, and we probably won't be off here until midnight, and then the discussion afterwards. So, do you want to do that? Because I do have a feeling something may have happened, but if I remember rightly, someone said to me that it was dismissed by the law, I think. But I think we. Hi Cheryl, how you doing? I believe Maddie died in the park. Yeah. Hi Ding Dong. Emotional need. Yeah, exactly. Perhaps those smiles are more like a dupe of delight thinking. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah, thanks, Fraser. Another document, they said it was up hillside but in dense trees, so cameras were hidden in trees behind us. This is odd seeing this photo. Oh, yeah, maybe what we should do is whatever we see, send it to the HR department and we can all compare on Monday or something, and then listen to the rest of that. Because, like I said, this is quite a long thingy-majig. So, yeah, I think we need to investigate these videos. Are they choosing this other group? Yeah, evidently this was the grieving site or something that looks quite similar where Maddie was buried by her parents, allegedly. What would be the sea level at a certain o'clock? Yeah, suppose it would have to be quite high. Wonder why they chose that spot to bury her. It's beautiful. Yeah, if this is the actual area, I think after what Get Knotted said, we need to get all these videos together and see what one's 100%. Because you know what some of these video people can be like. But I do believe, whether this was the actual site or not, allegedly it is. Like I said, one, looks a bit touristy, doesn't it? Two, they'd have to bury her somewhere. And at the beginning, I don't think they would have just chucked her out at sea or just dismissed her. Do you know what I mean? But it's quite concerning, really, because especially a mum, she would need something to go back to. You know what we're like. We go to a graveyard and we have a little chat to the headstone or whatever, don't we? And I think, especially with a mother, I think she would have wanted to do that. True, Kaz, it's still possible that they might have sold her, and as well, it's an alleged family member keeping watch out when they visited the alleged site, to her burial site. That means her family would, well, at least another person in her family would have known. So that's a bit concerning. So, oh, how could I? How could you keep something like that to yourself for so long? I understand people do it because they want to protect their brothers, sisters, nieces, uncles, whatever, but that's a bloody heavy burden to carry, isn't it, really? Really heavy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless she's really cold-hearted, but I don't know. I don't sense that she really is. I just think she was more controlled by Jerry. Right, hang on, we've got time. I'm down the bottom now, so let's just listen to a little bit more.
One site in particular drew his attention. He labeled it
no, we're not.
Spot One.
God.
Choice of location
No.
wasn't coincidental. In an isolation, The jog was benign. Taken in context, it felt rehearsed. A grieving parent may run, Burnt once noted, but they don't usually write scripts about their paths. They don't cast supporting characters and frame the background. That's not coping, that's performance. For Burnt, the hill was more than scenery.
That's true.
It was a stage. And that day in May, two players had taken their places, rehearsing the lines that might one day help them explain why they returned. After his initial discovery at a windswept slope near Praia da Luz, a crude heart of stones, a twig formed, and a pink rose burnt. Stellander's instincts told him this was no accident of nature.
No.
It was too personal, too deliberate. Something or someone was being mourned here. From that day forward, the retired military investigator did what few would have dared. He began a long, quiet watch. Burnt discreetly installed hidden cameras at various positions around the hillside, focusing especially on the site he labeled Spot 1. Each member has reiterated, sometimes verbatim, the same core details associated with their child's presence returning, not in public ceremony, but in private penance. Their actions became rituals of atonement. What disturbed Burnt further was the lack of randomness. Kate didn't wander the hills or explore new ground. She returned with precision to the same spot, the same symbols, the same silence. That consistency suggested memory, not imagination, knowledge, not speculation. More telling still was what she didn't do. She didn't bring her remaining children. She didn't alert local authorities. She didn't invite journalists to witness her vigil. These were not gestures meant to garner sympathy or revive public interest. They were moments meant only for her and someone who could no longer respond.
Yeah.
Over time, Burnt's cameras captured these visits during different seasons, under different skies, but the emotional pattern held. This was no grieving mother clinging to hope. This was a woman returning to a grave in disguise. To Burnt, the implication was chillingly clear. Kate McCann may have been performing a long, private ritual of guilt. If she truly believed Madeleine was still alive, perhaps in the hands of traffickers, abductors, or worse, then no such visits would be made. They would only deepen the wound, not soothe it. But if she believed, even subconsciously, that her daughter had died, and had died here, then such pilgrimages made sense. They were not logical. They were emotional. They were not strategic. They were sorrowful. In that context, her behavior mirrored not only a psychological profile Burnt recognized from previous cases, but also a deeper human truth. When we are the cause of a loss, we return not for clarity, but for repentance.
Yes.
And so, year after year, Kate McCann returned to the hill. She brought nothing but her silence. But the hill, Burnt believed, remembered everything. For 17 years, the group known as the Tapas 7 has maintained an unbroken wall of consistency. From 2007 until today, not a single one among them has revised or contradicted their initial statements regarding the night Madeleine McCann disappeared. Each member has reiterated, sometimes verbatim, the same core details: that they dined together on the evening of May 3rd, that they took turns checking on their children, and that nothing appeared out of the ordinary until Kate McCann raised the alarm. This uniformity has persisted despite numerous irregularities and internal contradictions within their individual testimonies. Inconsistencies exist regarding who checked the children at what time, who saw whom entering or exiting the apartment block, and even which door was used. Under normal investigative conditions, these discrepancies would prompt clarification or even retraction. Yet here, over nearly 2 decades, no such adjustments have occurred. This is one of the case's most baffling psychological anomalies. He poses a pointed question: why hasn't anyone broken ranks? In his view, a small lie can last a few days. A big lie involving multiple people rarely survives a few years, unless there's something powerful binding them together. Burnt's line of inquiry does not aim to identify who might be lying. Instead, he shifts the focus. Why has every member remained silent? Why hasn't a single one deviated, hesitated, or slipped even under the pressure of public scrutiny? multiple police reviews, and personal reflection over the course of 17 years. One theory he advances centers on legal and professional self-preservation. Several members of the Tapas 7 are doctors or respected professionals with reputations to uphold.
Yes.
If they were to admit to any degree of misinformation, even minors like misstating a time or fabricating a room check, they could face severe consequences.
Yep.
The risk of being accused of obstructing justice, perjuring themselves, or being dragged into civil litigation is high. More broadly, their entire careers and personal identities could unravel. Under this lens, silence becomes not just a choice, but a survival mechanism.
Right, okay then, yeah, I forgot that most of them are doctors. Yeah, so no, I don't believe they were threatened. It's what this guy says, their future. Selfish.
Admitting to even the smallest flaw could collapse the entire narrative, threatening to implicate them in something much more serious than inconsistent memory, potential complicity. A second theory involves the psychological weight of sensitive knowledge. Berndt posits that some members may have seen, heard, or realized something on the night of May 2nd or 3rd, but found themselves unable to speak out. If, for instance, a tragic accident occurred and was covered up perhaps to protect a loved one, then even indirect knowledge of that event would place them in moral jeopardy. Speaking out later would require explaining why they remained silent for so long, effectively turning them into accomplices. As time passed, their silence became more deeply entrenched. The opportunity to come clean quietly disappeared, replaced by the fear of exposure, shame, and guilt.
Yeah.
Berndt describes this as a kind of emotional deadlock, where silence becomes the only option left.
On their heads.
Another psychological layer is what Berndt calls contaminated memory. When a group experiences a traumatic event together and must repeatedly rehearse their account of it particularly under public and legal scrutiny, their memories often shift from subjective recall to a shared script. They begin to genuinely believe the narrative they've co-constructed.
Yeah.
This form of groupthink, well documented in forensic psychology, reinforces consistency even when inconsistencies exist beneath the surface.
Right, hang on. I want to find out. Right, hang on.
Proposes that the child may have actually died on the night of May 2, the day before the reported disappearance.
Right, so this Berndt guy, what we need to do, I have a feeling, because when I went to type in Detective Berndt, I couldn't really find anything. So maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe some of this stuff that he's exposed has been taken down. So I'm going to have to do a bit of digging. But this is just like a starter to us finding anything like the proper book or something that Berndt actually wrote, because I couldn't really find anything. So I have a feeling it's been
This
taken
hypothesis
down.
is grounded in multiple irregularities. First, the witness statements from the Tapas 7, the group of friends vacationing with the McCanns, contain conflicting timelines about dinner, the child checking routine, and who was where at what time. These discrepancies were never reconciled and yet remained unquestioned for years.
Yes.
Second, Stenlund highlights an unusual entry from Kate McCann's own memoir, Madeleine, in which she refers to May 2 as the night of all nights. For a mother whose child allegedly disappeared the following evening, that phrasing raises eyebrows.
It does.
Why would May 2 be emotionally marked in such a profound way? Unless something significant occurred that night.
Yeah, unless, I think we mentioned before, didn't we? Unless the McCanns were deep into something before, months or years before, and they said, if you don't do this, don't do that, we're going to take one of your children and kill them. And maybe they buried her in the forest or on the mount thing and said that's where you can go and see her, go and mourn her or something. But why put that in a diary?
Adding to that suspicion, there exists a lesser known detail, rarely addressed by mainstream media. Kate allegedly contacted a friend who was a doctor after Madeleine had been crying and unable to sleep on May 1. She inquired about sedation possibly to help the children rest better. This detail, which appears in investigative logs and recorded interviews, opens the door to a deeper question. Was there an intent to medicate? And could that have played a tragic role in what happened next? Stenlund's case does not rest solely on timeline contradictions. He also points to a pattern of post-disappearance behavior from Kate and Jerry McCann that, in his view, contradicts the mindset of innocent parents who believe their daughter has been abducted and might return. For example, Jerry McCann wrote an oddly detailed blog post describing a 19-minute jog from their apartment to a point on a nearby hill. Stenlund later retraced the same route and completed it in 12 minutes, even with casual pacing. He asked, why would a grieving father feel compelled to exaggerate such a detail?
Yes.
There's also the striking moment when both parents returned to Spot 1. The symbolic area Burnt had previously surveilled and believed to hold emotional significance possibly, even as the location where Madeleine's body was hidden. They returned 2 weeks after receiving a mysterious, anonymous email implying that something at the site was about to be discovered. Crucially, they did not alert the police or bring media along. They did not even bring their surviving twins. They came alone, preceded by a...
Oh, that's just being repetitive now. That's getting on my last nerve. Yeah, I think we need to do a deep dive into this Burnt guy and see if we can find any of his blogs or anything. I might try a few different platforms. I just haven't had much time to do it. It all goes back to sniffer dogs. Yeah, exactly. Dogs never lie, do they? Dogs never lie. An anesthetic-based chemical was found on the pillow, was reported within days of her disappearance. I think the dog, yeah, definitely. There was a woman in the meadow. She stood outside a grocery asking women if they wanted to buy. Oh my God. Yeah, you do hear stories of that, don't you? Yes, Jill, definitely. 3 kids at that age. Yeah. Oh, it was in your area, Denise. I don't think so about their child. It was probably for drug money. I only say that because of the area the grocery store was located. Bloody hell. We heard tales that might morph over time with memory expanding, things coming back to you. Doctors will protect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they would. They've got too much to lose. Yeah, that's my opinion too. Yeah, very selfish. Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, true. They are. Oh, Grumpy Todger. Oh, there you are. Got a bone to pick with you, matey. Right. Whatever's going on, frankly, I don't care. Right. But you keep tagging me in your videos. Now, in my opinion, whoever you are, obviously this is a platform for everyone and you have freedom to do whatever you want. But my opinion would be this. What you should have done was emailed that voice recording to Molly in private and let Molly decide if she wanted to expose it or not. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I know where the body. Grumpy Todger, are you behind some of these Dead Graham accounts and the other accounts that keep popping up, and the fake Candor accounts by any chance? I'm just saying, you're very cheeky. I want to begin to imagine the mental state of a mother who would sell her child. It's disgusting. I hope the child's in a much better place. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to have to look it up. But if I remember rightly, there's a few I think they called it at the time child snatch attempts in England, in London, I think, but by Romanians, Roma gypsies. I don't know why could I construe that. I'd be, yeah, exactly. There's, oh, it's no, never apologise for swearing. John Bennett. Oh, I don't know. Should we look into that next week? Here comes the Todger again. Here comes the Todger. Durdler. Anyone in the mood for a quiz? I host a music quiz each Saturday. Oh, you're a sod. There's too much arguing and crap going on the onion. Yes, yes, some sort of normality would be nice. Yes, Mr. Todger. Hi, Sylvia. Mr. Todger has been tagging me in his latest videos. But my advice to Mr. Todger is for things like that should be sent to the victim in private. Who's that? Oh, sent to the victim in private, and it's up to the victim what they want to do, if they want to expose the nastiness of somebody else or not. But that's just my opinion. I don't believe it. But if there's any compelling evidence, that would be marvellous. We're here for the facts, Grumpy Todger, not hearsay. Where's Slime? Slime, you've disappeared. Have you checked your emails? Hi, Teresa, how are you doing? So, Sylvia and Teresa, what we're doing is a bit of Madeleine McCann. We found something, but we're not 100%. But Get Naughty has said there's other videos of them burying Maddie somewhere in Spain and using it as a shrine kind of thing. So I think what we need to do is find this geezer, burnt, is it burnt or brunt, something like that, and see if we can find any of his evidence and try and find out what he did with it in the end. I have a feeling it would have been shut down anyway, because the UK authorities would have needed to be right, wouldn't they? You know what the Met Police can be like. After all this investigating and all this money being spent, they'd hate to be wrong, wouldn't they? And they hate it when foreigners interfere with their investigations. So I think I just saw that ages ago, and I just posted it on my thing, and I just thought it's worth discussing. It's interesting, isn't it? Really, because the public need to know the truth, because the McCanns are demanding the government for public money to spend on these investigations. Really? Thank you, Get Knotted. I'm going to try and have a few more platforms, like Go Duck, Bing, because Google can be a nightmare. Sometimes Google like shuts things down on orders. I don't like it when these American companies get ordered around by the UK UK soft thingamajigs, because they're too scared of things getting out, because they don't want the public to find out what they've been spending our money on. I sounded like my nan then. Oh yeah, the Mets are not right. Hang on, Sodger. What? I was sent a video where Fiona confesses to YouTubers finding their cost. Well, I have no idea what that's all about. Do you want to jump on, Grumpy Todger, and we can have a chat? Yeah, just goes to show how two-faced people are, doesn't it, really? Yeah, so we'll have to use a VPN. Getting off, I've got one already. Right, I want to get to the end to see what happened in the end, because I have a feeling this is just one of them videos that is just...
And it raises serious questions. Should a new legal category such as intentional concealment of a body or obstruction through disappearance be
Yes,
recognized as criminal in its own right?
it should.
Until then, too many truths will remain in limbo. They're not protecting a person. Burnt said at the top of 7. They're protecting a shared silence. The idea that not one member of a group could break ranks, even with years of pressure, implies more than loyalty. It implies self-preservation.
Yes.
Whether or not they know the full truth, they know that to speak now would destroy careers, reputations, and legal standing. Silence, in the context of a criminal investigation, cannot always be read as innocence.
No.
Some people are what psychologists call passive accomplices.
That's right.
They didn't commit the act, but they helped shield it through inaction or collusion. Breaking that protective shell requires more than interrogation. It demands an understanding of group psychology and the fear-based mechanisms that preserve lies. From the earliest hours, much of the British press cast the McCanns as victims of injustice rather than potential suspects. Alternative theories were ridiculed or buried. Key inconsistencies were reframed as emotional missteps. A protective narrative was built around the family, reinforced by PR teams and political alliances.
And apparently
The media must not serve as a surrogate defense
people.
team. Public sympathy is not a substitute for forensic analysis. When journalism becomes advocacy, the public loses access to balanced information, and cases lose the pressure needed to pursue uncomfortable leads. Objective reporting must remain sacrosanct, especially in high-profile investigations.
That's right.
Bernd Stellander didn't have access to confidential police records. He didn't rely on privileged legal leaks. He relied on something else: human behavior. Over years, he documented the quiet patterns, the revisits, the odd silences, the precise timings, the mechanical narratives. He asked the question no one wanted to confront. If not the parents, then why do they act like people who buried a body? Truth isn't always in the case files. Sometimes it's in the things that get dismissed as too small to matter. A gesture, a ritual, a silence that lingers.
Oh, well, that's it then. That was rubbish, wasn't it? Unless... Oh, you cheeky sod. Unless she wasn't buried there, maybe they just chose that as like a little gathering place so that they can mourn her in peace without anyone knowing. There's so many questions that haven't been answered, and we need answered by the answers. Yeah, that's right. Todger, we don't care about your songs. The longer they leave, the more difficult it is to break silence. I wonder if any of them will make deathbed confession. It would be interesting, because some people do, don't they? But then I think they'd have to make sure that they're the last one dead, though, wouldn't they? That's the sort of attitude, like personality, them lot would have. The last one dies, gets to say it. But there's so many questions, and I don't think we should give up on it, in my opinion. Maddie deserves justice from two despicable parents. In my opinion, family members that won't think outside the box, friends of the family that are just out for themselves, Absolutely despicable people. I wouldn't want to be friends with any of them, would you? Behaviours around the parents matter, which gets yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, more like a memorial site. Yeah, it's hard. I was going to say something, but that was it. At the end of the day, guys, these people have got a heavy burden to carry. So on their heads be it. On their heads be it. At the end of the day. Only Phillips Hudson was editor of ITV. Had exclusive. Same man that was best friends with Phillips. Oh well, there we go. Oh, for goodness sake. We're trying to have a proper discussion here, Todger, if you don't mind. I've got a new job working as a broadcast engineer in Dubai. For goodness sake. Honestly. Not so you're selfish already, aren't you? Yeah, and if you know you're dying suddenly, you're not in that phase. Yeah, true. Yeah, but there was only 2 of them involved though, weren't they, Joe? And did he die before? And they were already in jail. So, and there's on the Madeleine thingy case, there's a lot more of them. So I don't think they'd be allowed. So whoever dies and wants to squill, I don't think they'd be allowed because there's too many people. It'll be in the sea near or place, no, but I can get there. Yeah, true. I just don't. I just hate the fact that the UK authorities are just adamant that she went missing when it's so obvious that she didn't. Todger, I am not picky, if you don't mind. I just like reliable men, and you're certainly not one of them. So stop trying to flirt. Do you know what, guys? Since I've been single for so long, I don't even know how to flirt anymore. Some guy tried it like the other day. I think it was just a bit of banter, but he was like, "Oh, it was like in a restaurant," and he just said, "Oh, blah blah blah," and like the usual cheesy line. And I said, "Oh, okay. So do you like bread?" I have no idea how to flirt. I'm going to have to start practicing. Do you know what? My mum, she said to me, if I don't start getting myself back out there again and finding Mr. Right, she's going to go on. What was that? Bonnie, is that you trying to open the door, scaring me? Oh, honestly, that dog. Do you know what? My mum said she's going to open up a Tinder profile and pretend it's me. And she would actually do that. And I think she'd done it before without me knowing and gave my number out. Oh, I haven't quite thought of revenge yet. But yeah, I have no idea how to flirt. I just, I don't know. I just, whatever. But anyway, Todger, can you please stop talking about nuts, pickles, and being a stupid old Todger? Look, they were running around like, yes, they were going on all these jogs and oh, Cheryl, they were going on jogs like it was the run for life or something. I mean, what's that boy that went missing and his mum made a thing about it? Ben. She never did all that. So she found God to get out. Yeah, exactly. They always all of a sudden find God, don't they? Cheryl. Don't tell them my profile name, please. That's a secret. I've often wondered if Maddie was used as maybe. You just don't know. Because it's very strange that oh, what's her name? Kate did that diary and said, "Tonight of all nights." Hmm. Why put that? What, and why didn't the police look at that? Maybe they did, and maybe they got shut down. Like that Spanish Portuguese policeman officer got shut down, for goodness sake. But why put that in a diary? So I reckon it was either PDF circles or accidental or um oh, Todger, I'm gonna ban you in a minute. You're a sod. What was I saying, guys? Or they were threatened. Something happened before with the Masons, maybe. 'Cause they can be dodgy as hell, they can. Sarah, can we get together? I can show you my hard drive. No, I'm not interested in your hard drive. And I hope I'm not on it. I know by tonight it will be all over YouTube. I know exactly. That'll be the breaking news, won't it? Could be a site to mourn. Maybe burial site is in sight. One can be at a graveyard and sit. Be a good ways from grave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had keys to the church. Yeah, why have keys to the church? And they didn't even. Oh, I don't know. Flop, you need to do a Zoom with Tricky. He will teach you. Then he's my. Oh my giddy aunt. No, I think I'd have a Connery. I don't want to see his ginger minge. Mm. Oh yeah, did you watch Gertie's video? Oh, we told you, didn't we? It was him doing that with Debs. Him and Debs were doing online sex, and him sending his ginger ping-a-ling to everybody. Oh God, see, we told you. Everything from now on, it's going to be we told you so. Devoted. But I don't like your suggestions, you guys. You're very, very naughty. You're going to get me arrested. Right, now I'm lost now because of you, Todger. Let's get flops on Mega King Queen camping trip, Queen Kaz. Oh my God. No, don't try and get me a blind date at camping. Knowing my luck, I'll end up with bloody Bigfoot. Clement Ford was connected with the parents. Oh, interesting. I thought they took the fridge to dump. Yeah, what's all this? Yeah, remember the fridge? Todger? No, you're not my type. In fact, I don't actually have a type. Mm-hmm. Not at my age. I can't be dealing with types at my age. He's lost. Oh, not it. Well, he's not lost weight or bought sports car. Who's that? Get not Ginge. The possessor were near the apartment, weren't they? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. He is gross. Right, who have I missed? I was hoping you'd be fighting over me with aim. I don't compete. I don't need to. Right, that's it. You're getting on my last nerve. My Todger has its. I'll give you a blinking zip code in a minute, matey. Just you wait. I'll give you your own flipping zip code in a minute. Right, I'll get slimy onto you. He thinks he's God's gift. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Going about in bushes, trying to hijack women in the bushes with his eye hanging out. Ganger balls. What is that, Todger, with the ganger balls? He certainly does. A couple of weeks ago, he took a photograph of him and standing in front. Oh, I saw the ones earlier. I went over to his to have a nose, see what he's been up to. And he's on the beach again with his top off. Of money these days. He's doing an awful lot of complaining about bills. Well, I must admit, the Costa carrier bags are a bit of a rip-off, in my opinion. But yeah, he can't. Who does he think he is? Moaning after all what he's done, sending photographs of his ginger minge to everybody, doing all what he's done, being in jail God knows how many times in the military, shooting the sand, and a chop. I can't be dealing with it anymore. It's just too much for my head. It is too small to get caught in a zip. Yeah, Deborah is so unattractive. Exactly, exactly, Jill. If and even if he was very good looking, we'd see him as ugly anyway because his personality is ugly. Yeah, the John Podesta was near. Ah, that's very interesting, and we're going to have a deep dive into this, guys. Now I'm on a mission. Yeah, Grumpy Todger is a troll. He's made a troll channel. Because I don't think he has the money he makes now. No, exactly. Yeah, teasing Fifi for goodness sake. How the fuck did we go from poor Maddie Punny Todger? I have no idea. This is all Todger's fault. If it wasn't for my passport being held due to being a flight risk, I'd be straight back to Blighty, fighting off the ladies. Well, you think a lot of yourself, don't you, Mr. Todger? Mr. Todger, you think a lot of yourself. Oh, you're getting on my last nerve. He is. Just his personality. Forget his looks and his ginge. It's just his personality that is repugnant. He could look like our Marco. Remember Marco? He could look good looking like Marco. And his personality would still think he's ugly. Because we know him. Do you know what I mean? Oh dear, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Slime, are you out there? You need to check your emails, please, because I don't like it when you ignore me because it's always important when I ask you questions. Goodness sake. Joe, can you tell Slime, please? Kaz and Denise, you need to get Slime in order and tell him to look at his emails. Kaz, Kaz, I hear from everybody, well, not everybody, Denise and whoever else, that you and Denise are being accused of being plants now. That Margot could get away with standing in his trunks on the beach. But very true. Very true. Yeah. Oh, Marco. Todger. Want to know why I'm called Grumpy Sapper? Because I'm sick. I'm never going to be able to cut down smoking with you about, am I? Thank you, Kaz. And I'm not Sapper. Surely I'm a plant. Are you a plant? Grumpy Todger, I don't like banning people, but I don't like your back chat. Is that squeal to the cat, old witch, that bloke in the closet? Oh, I don't know. Everyone is a plant per. Oh, she can get to hell, that thing. It's fucking out the asylum, that one. What's new? Like, everyone is accused of being everyone. I know. I'm surprised me and you haven't been accused of being the same person by now, Kaz. People out there trying to set everyone up. My God. It's this community is now worse than the Mexican community. And it has to stop. Todger. Todger. I'm going to shove a cactus up your backside if you don't shut up. Well, look, can you just flirt with Joe, please? Because, like I said, I was hoping when I said I don't know how to flirt, Todger, it would make you go away, but it hasn't. It seemed to. Todger, Fraser is going to put you in time out. If you don't behave, Fraser will put you in time out for 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I know. Yeah, sorry, I'm behind you. The slime thing. Yeah, sorry. Answered Cheryl, you or me in chat. Did you see Michelle's stream about Molly that Michelle quickly took down? No, I don't watch that. I don't watch her. I did see the Grumpy Todger thing because he thinged me in it. But it's glad that everyone knows that certain people are showing their true colours anyway. But that's all I'm saying on the matter. But I personally think, Toddy, you should have sent that to Molly, and it would have been up to Molly if she wanted to expose it or not. And now it just seems like, from what I hear from people in the HR department, that certain person that said all those nasty things is now trying to backtrack. Oh God. That's funny, actually. Well, you know where the HR department is. I must admit, he is funny. I'm guessing it's a he. Are you collections by any chance, Todger? Because this is the sort of thing she'd do. She likes making all these channels, doesn't she? I think Amy is a very handsome woman. It's a pity about her personality. Kaz, I'm sorry, I agree with Slime. You're too nice. I don't mean to be nasty. Yes, I did. It really shocked me. I don't know what's up with Slime. I try never to believe stuff without hard. Yeah, that's true. Hang on, what's been said about Slime? Have you got an a-hole partner? I can make you one. Ding dong bells, yeah, that's it. Jaywick, it was trickily. Yeah, he should have been put in Jaywick. Ah, yuck. Riff raff. Yes, very true, Fraser, very true. I don't want it to stop because it isn't too clear. Yes, exactly. Like I keep saying, drama brings the views in, doesn't it? So certain people in this community have to pipe up, lie about other people, slag everyone off. God damn. On their heads be it, that's all I'll say. Right, where are we? They not give them what they want. It doesn't matter who's. Yeah, exactly. Jaywick. Oh, Jaywick's. Do you know what? I think the government have just given up on Jaywick. It's such a riff-raffy area. I think even if they made it into like oh, what's that play? What's that place called in London? Not Buckingham Palace, Whitehall. If they made Jaywick into Whitehall, the next day it'd be on fire. Chat room should be, yeah, exactly. Oh, really? Yeah, it probably was, and then all the riffraff arrived. Or they was it always a, residential area, or was it did they turn it into social housing after that? Joe, don't do that. Don't don't do that. Right, hang on. I've had an emergency. Oh, I've had an emergency come through. Hang on, bear with. Right, yeah. Todger, it's very obvious who you are. The first person I said, "You're not very clever, are you, Amy? Not clever at all." So is it you that's the Dead Graham account? We know you're the Weasel and the whatever it was account because you copied Michelle with your videos and stuff. What else have you done? Yes, everyone, you need to know something. Breaking news has just come through. Collections is Grumpy Todger. Da 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 da. But you may stay because you're actually being quite funny. I didn't know you had a. I mean, you must have several personalities, but this one I kind of like. But just remember, I don't like you. You're a compulsive liar, fabricating stories out of thin air, making out you're some sort of intelligent person when I saw you come in. No, darling. But you can stay. You can stay as long as you behave. And now we know who you are, Grumpy Todger. You might want to stop tagging yourself in your videos. Oh, well, if I was you, Amy, I wouldn't like you either. Let's put this one up. If I had your psychotic personality, Amy, I wouldn't like me either. Passive, yeah, exactly, Jill. Bonnie, Bonnie just went to come in the door. She just banged her head on the door because it's shut properly and not just ajar like it normally is. Because she's like a bull in the china shop. She'll come in, open all the doors. I wish I had a camera inside the flat. That would have been hilarious. She barges in all the doors. You know what dogs can be like. But so she obviously just assumed that door was just like not properly properly shut, and she's just gone to barge in the room, dictating and demanding like she normally does. And you could hear her; she just bashed her head. Bonnie. This dog is hilarious, honestly. Oh, hang on, guys. I'm having to do another smoke because Amy is getting on my last nerve. You see, didn't you get the memo, Amy? A few months ago, I said we'd get the heavies in, but they would be working quietly in the background. You don't fool me. You don't fool many people, especially the people in the background. And some people out there are so wrong about so many things. And it's just when everything's properly revealed, they're all going to feel a bit stupid. Right, hang on. Was that today? I only saw a live stream today about Fells. Oh, I don't know. What's Ferrell been up to? I feel the same, all the infighting. Yes, there's no need for it. But collections, she was brought in for this reason, along with somebody else. Oh, I have to tell you something. I honestly just like flops. That's it. Oh, thank you, Joe. Knocking shop. After you, love. Yes, it is. You can make any video about me, whatever certain person has told you bullshit about me or given you messages. You can do that. I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. I don't give a shit. Yep, it's right under their noses. Right under all your noses. And I'm not going to say, we know something you don't know, because that wouldn't be fair. We're just stating facts. Molly, you shouldn't have shared that screenshot with her. Oh, and here it comes, guys. Just a little bit of provocation. See, there's always a method to my... Oh, God, what was that? There's a method to my madness. Here she is. Here she is. Well, collections. That person shouldn't have tried to set us up in the first place, and that person shouldn't have put that in that group in the first place. This is brilliant. You fail every single time, collections. Every single time I just use a couple of words, you fall right into my trap. You did it in with me and Maddie on Twitter, and you're doing it now. Michelle was given some bad info on Mole and accused her. She found out she was wrong, and well, should have got the facts right in the first place, shouldn't she? Guess that Fifi's shithole flooded it and ripped her water pipe out, and they left Barry. And they want their money back. Oh, brilliant! I watched. I watched. I watched Three Lies because I like them. I'm grown ass woman. Yeah, exactly. You watch who you like. The only people who care are the ones that have got something to hide and the ones that want to take control over everything. There was a bit of grief between Michelle and Nolan. It was after a WhatsApp message was shared. Michelle followed me. I think that's what. Yeah, yeah. Oh, people just seem to love making enemies. But it's not our circus, not our monkeys. So whatever. It just people like to show who they really are. Just like Recollections has just done here. Not very smart, are you, dear? Not very smart at all. Clever people would have carried on with the banter and knew what my goal was. But you're not intelligent at all. Michelle says she noticed those things about Molly. No one gave her bad information. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. And also, I will say this about Molly. A couple of years ago, I was watching her on a live, on someone else's live, I can't remember who, and there was definitely a baby screaming in the background, and Molly kept saying, sorry, I've just got to, oh, sorry, cha-ching, I've just got to go and blah, blah, blah. And everyone was going, oh, baby, oh, cooey, cooey. So some people love to talk shit about other people. Yes, this is why you have to keep your circle very, very small. And half of me wishes with yeah. Michelle during life kept being pinged on phone, had a moment, then said it wasn't supper. He was in clear for the message getting out. All crypt. Yeah, that what? Michelle during night kept getting pinged on phone, had a moment, then said it wasn't supper. He was in clear for the message getting out. Oh right, I don't know. Yep, I'm fine, Joe. I just think it's all comical that people just keep getting found out. It's brilliant. If only the majority could just sit back, look at everything, and use independent thought to reach their own conclusion rather than allowing themselves to be gaslit to high heavens by so. Yes, I've heard Molly's kidding background. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Molly has a child. My, I, I only have my family very. Yeah. Yep. True. Unless collections got hold of them. So what's the point? And I was, because they just like to cause confusion. It's organised chaos. That's all it is. Organised chaos. Michelle's often doing stuff like that, and she knows she shouldn't. She didn't need to take another stream down either, especially if she was sorry by takers. Oh, well, she can do what she wants. Michelle, I think, has lots of people telling her stuff to get her wound up. Well, she does work stuff out and verify she owns it and not dodges on activities. Hmm. Yeah, heaven forbids the actual truth comes out, eh, Fraser? Mm-hmm. Some people out there just need to pipe down, especially you collections. When are you going to get bored and move on to another community like you normally do? Oh, collections just gets a real sick thrill out of all of this. Thanks, Joe. Travel in and invite and follow that one. Yeah. Yes, Kaz. And this was the collections that my alleged former friend decided to try and set me up with. But whatever. Gertie dropped a few bombs yesterday about freaking crew. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Is that what it was actually about? Messages between Suffer and Michelle. I didn't understand that either. I may have totally balls up what was happening. I'm not usually confused, but she's got snotty with today over saying Gertie is a plant. Oh, everyone's a plant to collections, but she is the fucking plant, excuse my language. Have you noticed I haven't sworn all evening? So that Joe, the swear jar isn't gonna be very full, is it? Very psychotic, Kaz. Mm. Maybe she should start taking her meds. Where are you, collections? Where you gone? She just started attacking me for no reason, just because I started coming out of all of this. Hello? Weirdo. I really don't know, but private messages should be kept private. Yeah, that's true. And I did hear, see, I told you there's a method to my madness. I did hear that a certain person um put some of mine out. See what I did there? See what I did there? Just go to show what sort of person that person is, doesn't it? Hmm. And like I said to Slime, if I was going to show anyone, it'd be him. Whether he's in touch with her or not, I don't care. Then at least that's one other person confirming that she's lying. Yes. Is usually based on a pathological person. Yeah, definitely. Tricky spoke about you lot regarding GoFundMe. Oh, did he? Oh, that's nice. I'm still waiting for my summons, Tricky. I'm still waiting for my summons. And if you got anything to say, why don't you email the HR department or come on the chat and tell me yourself instead of doing a video about me, trying to make me famous? I mean, come on, the chat's open to everyone. This is what happens when people start sharing things with others that are meant to be between two parties. Yep. Paz 49 did a YouTube post that was dissing Tricky, but Paz didn't mention Tricky's name. Yeah, maybe that's because he has got a big channel and he was bullied by them before, so maybe it was wise that he didn't say the name. Just paid my switch. Collections, where you gone? Oh, here she is. Yay. Oh, you finally had the guts. Time you out. Who timed you out? Things. Let's have it out. Have what out, Collections? You're clearly very disturbed. I've got nothing left to say to you. You targeted me for whatever sick thrill you had in your mad, mucked up little brain. That's a you problem, not my problem. Why don't you just leave people alone? Get some help and leave people alone. You have very, very big issues, very big issues to target innocent people when all they're doing is trying to get justice. Hmm. I did. So you are. Yeah. You grassed yourself up, darling, and you didn't even see it coming, did you? Intelligence isn't your forte. I think Michelle was on about Molly is old news and was from. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Boozy really had it in for Molly, didn't he? Right. Hang on. I've just got to get a drink. Play bingo or something. Right, Bonnie, what you doing? You in or out? Right, hang on. Oh, yeah, Collections. I'll tell you what, you need to go and get a hobby instead of being a troll. You really do need to get help, dear, because you just start a fight with people for no reason. It's quite hilarious, really. But anyway, do you know what, guys? What DMs? Denise and I did hear Michelle say on that stream she found those things about Marley. Did you hear that stream anyway? That's why she should have left it up so people can hear it for themselves. Oh, shut up, Collections. I think you need to get your own house in order, darling, before you target other people just for your own gratification. Because you are the world's worst for sharing people's information. Oh dear. The hypocrisy here. Look, just look. The- oh, oh, after Grumpy Todger, don't you think this clown here is a bit of a hypocrite? It's just hilarious. Do you know what, Collections? Everyone is just laughing at you. Everyone is laughing at you. Your little psychotic plan would never have worked because I saw you coming. Can't you get that into your thick head? And from now on, I'm not even going to react to you. So you can chat away in the chat all you like. Guys, I suggest with Collections, people, psychotics like this, always want a reaction. Don't give it to her. Don't feed the troll. She'll get bored and move on to someone else, unfortunately. Or the community will get so fed up with her, including the Mexican community, because she shit stirs in that community as well. She'll have to go to another community like she did before. So just ignore her, guys. She needs attention. Don't give it to her. You've had enough attention from us tonight, Collections. Okay, we're just going to ignore you from now on because you're an irrelevant being. Okay, go and get some help. And I know that hurts when I say that. You need some serious help. Two little ducks. Yeah. Why did you post part? Yeah, exactly. Just it's pathetic. Oh yes, I saw you were tagged as well, Denise. Do live flops. Oh, what? So everyone can laugh how mucked up you are in the head. Yeah, could do if I can be bothered. But like I said, you're irrelevant, so I'm ignoring you from now. And guys, I suggest you do the same. This little weasel, and God knows how many accounts she has, including Melody and all the others. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Do you have different accounts? Oh, yeah. She's got loads. You were meant to be friends with Michelle, but you leave so. Guys, just ignore her. She's desperate for attention. Look at the way she typed to Alex. I mean, come on. She goes, and she said, was it me or Maddie? I can't remember what one of us. She said it. I can't remember what one of us typed, but she said to one of us, something. I'm going to rope you into all this shit. You just ain't got a clue what you're doing, Collections. You're no match for us. Just go away. You're no good for no one. I'll be that about Molly is from years ago. Oh yeah, because Boozy had a list with us all on it, didn't he? Why did it get brought up again? I didn't hear it enough. Right, Fraser, I've got an idea. Take some screenshots because Collections has just grassed herself up. This is brilliant. You do it every time, Collections. It's absolutely beautiful. Nobody is ever going to love everybody, but all the real bitching and nasty, it's down to people making trouble. Yeah, exactly. It's pathetic. You're just Ricky allegedly sent pics of his. Yes. Oh, it was nice chat. I was whispering in her ear. Who was whispering in who? Oh, I don't bloody blinking know. Yeah, but why did Michelle do that to Molly a couple of nights ago? Oh, so collections. Michelle's given you, see what I mean, guys? Michelle has given collections all the voice messages. Do what you want, collections. I don't give a fucking shit. Do what you want. It's like the one with the office who doesn't let anyone speak. Yes. Oh, Cheryl, honestly. Yeah, I know. Oh, am I? Prove it. Prove it. This is what when she's friends with Blair, right? And she came to my one of my Twitter things, well, mine and Maddie's, and we both decided to have some fun with her. She goes, "Are you Flop?" And we were like, "Shall we?" And it was just so funny. She did. She accused me of working for Fiona, and then I said something, and then she went batshit crazy. Absolutely batshit crazy, and accused me of all this shit. Then Maddie purposely left a comment on, I think it was one of Michelle's lives, and I said, "See how long it takes it to um, uh, take a screenshot and then come back." And right on cue, collections, you went. You went and took a screenshot of Maddie O'Brien's comment just as we practically, practically. Oh, Maddie is real. You wish she wasn't, but mark my words, she is real. And we were having some fun with you that day. And she came right back with Maddie's account. Oh, it was hilarious. Collections. Oh, do I? Oh, right. Well, compelling evidence, darling. And if I was you, I'd give up with targeting every Tom, Dick, and Harry because you're just showing yourself up as a complete psychotic nincompoop. Sugar says the sugar. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People have woken up to your malarkey, collections. People have all you're doing is what you're actually working for Fiona, because you and her never broke up. You and her never even broke up. Another fake fight. It's ridiculous, and it has to stop, all these fake fights. Joshua, whatever. Arguing elsewhere, so comes here to, yeah, yeah, exactly. Honestly, you're just laughable, collections, guys. Let's just ignore her now. Let her fantasize in her own little delusions. They can't prove anything. They honestly, they're what this thing is doing, just like her former friend, because I heard they've been arguing. Oh, is that? Oh no, trouble's back. I've got a whisper. Let them have their own little delusions. Let them have their other little fantasies. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because collection was lied to, you see. Collection was lied to. And but then again, collections is very good at just blinking fabricating her own stories about people in her heads. Yeah, exactly. It's always a distraction with you, isn't it, collections? Yeah. You were brought in to try and tear everything up, darling, and it's not working. And you're just mad now that you can't prove nothing because I'm completely innocent. You're mad that you were lied to, and crack on. Crack on, because it's just all so funny. We saw you rubbing up with Sapper. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Go and take your meds. Why not go after cricket? Yeah, exactly. Always a distraction. You're the delusional, whatever you are, distractor. I think she has been dumped by everyone else and has the nerve to join. Yeah, exactly. Well, at least she's finally had the guts, eh? She wouldn't want to meet me in real life, that's for sure. You'd run a mile, wouldn't you, love? You'd run a mile behind your bloody keyboard. Mm, You know how I am. I'm not on WhatsApp. I used it once with some friends and we had to iron and had no idea what I was doing and got rid of it all. I really don't think Alf Lots. Oh, for God's sake, no, exactly, Joe. Oh, did I? Did I? Prove it. Denise, did I condone Sapper? I said I didn't want to get involved. Collections, you need some help. Anyway, guys, let's just ignore her. Let her have her and her. Oh, what? Let her and her friend have their own psychotic. Okay, good night. Have their own psychotic delusions by themselves. Okay, they've exposed who they really are. The fact that my alleged friend has given a psychotic all the messages says it all, doesn't it, guys? There's a method to my madness, and some things had to be done for this reason. That's been next. Yeah, collections, you just came out of nowhere and started causing trouble. Anyway, let's ignore it. Yes, exactly, Denise. Right, let me sort this out. I missed last Saturday. Was he okay, or did this stuff come out later? I love you guys. Yep, that little plan worked. Worked before, it works every single time. What the fuck? What the fuck? Guys, look, this is what we have to deal with. What the fuck? She is clutching at straw, good for you standing up to her, but she didn't expect. No, she fell into the trap before over on Twitter, and she fell for that little one just now. So now she's now we all know who Grumpy Todder is. She can't help herself, but just ignore it, guys. She's desperate for attention. She wants to be right about something, but she's always so wrong. So just let her and her friend carry on in their little delusions. Let them release what they want. I don't give a shit. And just let them do whatever they want. At the end of the day, they've shown themselves up. And we didn't even, in the background, we didn't even have to do a thing after all. Brilliant. Yeah, I do. You and me are alike. We don't use stuff like that. No need to, because it's the same as texting. Don't get why people use WhatsApp with. I think WhatsApp is good because it's free and you can make phone calls. Because I've got really bad signal where I am, and if I ring someone on WhatsApp, I don't get signal problems. I'm not making it clear. I don't remember because I don't understand what was being said. I only recall arguing about who. Oh, right. I remember asking Madeleine if it was her that Tricky was ranting about on Canva's live stream. Remember ages ago, I think it was when Fifi had Tricky and Gwen went over there. And
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't the funeral, it was when they were going on that, fancy dress thing or something, yeah, that was it, Gwen was there. And did Tricky say that him and he spoke to Molly, or I've just spoke to Molly? I can't remember now. Because I think a lot of people, like a couple of people said to me, him and Molly have made up, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I don't care. But I don't know. But you know what? But you know what Tricky's like? He just comes up with shit off the top of his head. Not another lie. Why did you release Michelle's message on the new account? Oh, God. I am tired of hearing about lawyers soliciting. No one here has the money for it because they don't work. Spend it. Well said, Denise. Well said. No lawyer is doing a thing. Please go see a psychiatrist. Just get. Yeah. Yeah. Well, right, guys, I'm going to have to go because Leah wants to go to sleep, and you know what she's like. Don't bother plane ticket to Dubai. Definitely uncut it because I really like it. I don't know what's going on there, Joe. Right, anyway, guys, right, over, what are we on now, Thursday? Over the weekend, I'll have another dig at that burnt guy, and hopefully we can get something concrete for Monday. But thank you all for joining me, especially you, Collections. It's been great fun. Thank you for falling in all the traps, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more along the way if you carry on. And yeah, guys, what I suggest is the likes of Collections and another certain person who releases other people's private information. I suggest when they come and target you, accuse you, false allegation you, just ignore it. You've got nothing to prove, you've got nothing to hide. They made the accusations, they have to bring the evidence, which they can't. Because, and even if they did, like I said before, it's all fabricated, and me and Dan would be able to prove that as well, just like we've proven tonight that Collections is Grumpy Todger. And now she's been found out, she's having a right rant. Hasn't it been fun, guys? See, we always get to the bottom of it in the end, guys. Anyway, thanks, Sylvia. Thanks, everyone. Take care, and I will see you all 8:35 on Monday. Toodaloo.